council meeting, special council meeting to order. All members of the city council are present. Our first item of business is 2A, to consider for adoption a resolution 2017-048, rescinding resolution 2017-044, which declared certain personal property owned by the city as surplus and providing for an effective date. Tina?
Yeah, we're streaming.
I forgot to turn
Yeah, on the bottom.
Sorry.
Does it green? Is
Yeah.
it working?
Yeah,
It's
it's
working. Good. Okay. All right, Mayor and Council, we are here tonight in the special meeting to consider this resolution. Just a little bit of history. I'm sure it wasn't that long ago, so I'm sure you remember it. On July 18th, we adopted a resolution 2017-044 in order to declare the building, the old rec center, and its contents as surplus. The intent at that time, or our understanding at that time, was that there was a widespread interest in acquiring some of the brick and some of the interior fixtures and appurtenances to the building, and that there would be some at least moderate economic value to those items in order to present, to give an open and public process for citizens to acquire those. We wanted to declare them surplus first and then go through the bid process. We have gone through the bid process. We actually only had 4 residents bid. The total amount of the items that were bid on were $275, making the resolution superfluous, basically, for that amount of money and for those few citizens. It can be handled administratively. It doesn't need to be declared surplus per se. Also complicating the issue is on Friday we received a referendum petition from Mark Ryan and 4 other sponsors. They wanted to refer resolution 2017-044, and there are some legal arguments that that is not a referable action, that it is actually an administrative action. However, we're very concerned about delaying the time frame that we have in place for demolishing the 3 buildings and getting started on our public safety building. Involving or delaying that could cost the city tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so it's, for both purposes, it's deemed best from the staff's perspective that we just rescind the initial resolution. We don't need it. It didn't serve the purpose we thought it was going to need to. And by rescinding it, we're actually doing what Mr. Ryan is going to be referring. And so there wouldn't be anything to refer.
Can you describe the referendum and what that exactly means and what happens?
So a referendum is the way for citizens to be involved directly with their government. There are 2 ways. One is through an initiative and one is through a referendum. A referendum is for any action item, legislative action item that a council has taken or the state legislature has taken. The citizen may try to refer that and put it on the ballot for the voters to vote on, to say whether or not they think that was a good legislative action or law. It needs 5 sponsors only to begin the process. He did go out and get 5 sponsors, and it's only, again, like I said, it's only for legislative actions. This would not be considered a legislative action, but rather than getting into that debate and potentially delaying our construction process, staff is recommending that we just rescind the resolution.
Well, to follow up on that, if we accept the referendum petition, they now have 45 days to go out and get signatures to try to put it on the ballot, which delays, it stays our action. So that resolution would not be in effect until after they had opportunity to get the signatures. If they get the signatures and it goes on the ballot, then it stays the action until it's voted on by the public.
Next November.
Which I don't know if
It wouldn't be it wouldn't be in time for this November's election.
So from the staff perspective, oh, sorry, Kathy, were you saying?
I was just saying that it would be
Oh, it'd be 2 years. So from our perspective, the delay in what that could cost for our public safety building based on cost of construction and all that stuff, that could really be a costly item. We're recommending we rescind the resolution and just take that off the table so we can continue to proceed.
Council, any questions for Tina?
What were the items that were bid on? Do we know?
I don't know them specifically.
I know what they are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we had 2 doors. There was a spin cycle and both the floors. So the floor in the lower gym and the upper gym. $25 for the 2 doors, $25 for the spin cycle, $25 for the lower floor, $200 for the upper floor. Oh, if they're gonna take that floor out, they're gonna pay for it
Upper floor.
in other ways.
The junior jazz? Up.
Yes,
one?
the up,
Yeah,
the
the smaller
upstairs.
gym upstairs.
That's still wood, I believe.
So then what does that process look like from here on out for those residents to get those items?
Well, my recommendation would be those that bid on them, we would just let them have them for free. And so they're not surplused at this point. There's not a value to us per se. I mean, initially, we thought we were gonna get a lot of bids on a lot of different things, and when we just had that small amount, then in some ways, we probably didn't even need to declare a surplus. So we're giving up $275 in order to save thousands on the back end.
One of the things you said in your presentation, Tina, was that it might interrupt our anticipated timeline. What is the anticipated timeline? Do we have a better sense now of when we're going to be moving forward with what steps and
Yeah.
when the building gets demolished or whatever?
Yeah, so, I mean, we're still, we got to get the fire department moved out so that we can take out the stuff that we need there before the contractors can bid on it. We have to have everything out that we want to have out of the building. The contractors will likely bid on it, we're hoping, in a couple weeks, which means, there'll be a 2 or 3 week process for the bids, and then we want them to take it down right away. So we're looking late August, early September for demolition. Construction start is probably late November, early December right now is our latest timeline.
And we're anticipating bringing down all 3 of these buildings simultaneously?
Yeah, they would be done at the same time.
One of the things that I hear from the public, and I don't know if there's an easy answer to this, but my sense was that people wanted to refer this because they wanted to figure out a way to save that building. And is there some other action that they could potentially refer that has to happen before we demolition? Is there any other action by the legislative body? I think they saw this as the first formal action related to the location. I mean, what happens if they refer our rescission or something like that? Does that complicate our lives?
Again, this is an administrative action that is not subject to referral. And I can read you the quote out of the Utah League of Cities and Towns Powers and Duties book. It says, "The difference between an ordinance and a resolution is that a resolution is used to exercise only administrative powers. Examples of administrative powers are such things as establishing water and sewer rates, charges for garbage collection, or adopting personnel policies or guidelines regulating the use of municipal property." So I don't think that they can refer this.
Okay.
They could try, obviously, but I don't think it would hold up.
Other questions? Any discussion? Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, I make a motion for the adoption of Resolution 2017-048, rescinding Resolution 2017-044, which declared certain personal property owned by the city as surplus and proving for an effective date.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Eric and a second by Lynn. By voice, Ben,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Diana,
Yes.
Eric.
Yes.
It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other business?
I make a motion to adjourn, Mayor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
That was quick.